Hi and welcome to White Wolf Yoga and to our beginner series. Today we're going to look at finding our feet through some foundation yoga poses. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll start up on our feet. We want to make sure our feet are around about hip distance apart. Have a little look down towards the toes. Peel the toes up off the ground as much as you can. Spread them nice and wide, and then root those toes back down into the floor. As you rock the weight gently forwards, just lifting the heels, seeing if we can catch our balance for a breath, and then release the heels down into the ground so that we really feel the soles of the feet connect to the earth. Send that awareness and that energy up the legs. We feel the legs nice and strong, the thighs are active. Feel strength into the core as we pull the belly button in towards the spine. We'll take our hands onto our hips and just inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears to feel that tension. And then as we exhale, just release the shoulders away and feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. Take those hands off the hips and just let them stretch down towards the ground. Sort of feeling this length and this strength running right the way through the body from the head to the toes. From here, from our standing position, we'll take a nice deep inhale, and as we do, we keep on pushing down through the feet as we extend the arms up and into the sky, bringing the hands into prayer above the crown. And as we exhale, we'll take the hands down through and past our heart. Let's take a few more of these breaths just to get us started. We'll inhale, push through the feet, extend the arms up, feeling the body lengthen, and exhale down. A few more. Finding, if you can, a rhythm between the movement of the body and the movement of breath. And that rhythm doesn't need to be the same as mine. You can mix it up. You might feel like going a bit more quickly than me. You might feel like slowing things down. Just listening to the body and moving in a way that feels good, that feels right for you. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll reach again both of those arms all the way up and into the sky. But then we're going to leave the biceps by the ears so the fingers are stretching upwards. Keep the right hand up and take the left hand down onto the left hip. See how much length we can gather along that right side of the body. So really picking the arm up and away. Then with the next exhale, just take a nice gentle side stretch towards the left. We're not worried about or bothered about getting deep into this. We don't want to force ourselves anywhere. Keep it nice and easy, and most importantly, nice and open. See this top shoulder and top hip? We rotate them back a little as the left hip and left shoulder draw forward. Just allowing the eyes, the head to look wherever's comfortable on the neck. It might be up, feels good. It might be that you just want to look down to the floor. Just finding your style, your variation of this nice deep side release. Let's change sides. We'll press down through the feet, bring that right hand onto the right hip, and inhale the left arm up. Again, as high as you can, touch the ceiling. Left bicep by the ear, and we'll side stretch towards the right. Priority is the openness of the body. Let's draw that top shoulder back. Feel the expansion of on this side, that left lung moving with every breath. So as we inhale, we feel the ribs open. And then as we exhale, maybe there's a little bit of room. We can use that space to go a little further. On the next inhale, we'll bring that left arm all the way back. Take it onto the hip. So we've got both hands onto the hips. We're going to slightly change the position of the hand on the hip though. So we want to roll the hands back so that we bring the elbows towards each other, behind the back. This is going to allow nice openness of the heart and openness of the chest. Rooting down through the soles of the feet, keep lifting up nicely and deeply through the heart. And then as you exhale, gently move the hips forward. Again, we're not going for depth, we're going for openness. So we never just want to shove those hips forward. This feels horrible on that lower back. If you feel any pinching, any compression in the lower spine, ease off a little and try and find a bit more lift if you can. Taking a nice deep inhale into the heart. And then as we exhale, we'll bring ourselves back to the middle. Release the hands from the hips, just allow them to dangle by the sides, and we're going to twist this off. So keeping the feet glued to the floor, just swing and sway the arms from side to side. Just allow that spine to reset. And then we'll do the same with the legs. So relax the arms and just give the legs a little shake off. Back into our mountain pose, nice and strong from head to toe. Taking a deep inhale, push through the feet, we'll reach the arms all the way up. This time as we exhale, can we bend the knees, keep the knees nice and soft, And we'll drop all the way down into our first forward fold. Hands draw onto opposite elbows. This is ragdoll. It's a nice passive variation of a forward fold. You want to keep those knees as bent as you need them to be. With the knees bent, it lessens the depth of the pose. So it'll take the pressure off the hamstrings, it'll take pressure off the lower back. When we're starting out in our practice, I always say, go in at the most gentle, easy level, and then you can see how you feel. Let's hang here for a few breaths, allowing the upper body to relax. Checking there's no tension in the shoulders and in the neck. Can we bring the chin towards the chest? Allow the neck to lengthen, and the eye gaze, the drishti as we call it, is towards the back of the room, so you're looking between your legs. And then holding here, we'll swing and sway, softly and gently from side to side. As well as swinging the arms from side to side, you might want to bring a bit of movement into the legs. Maybe see how it feels as you bend into one leg and straighten the other. Notice perhaps if one leg might feel a little bit tighter than the other. It's quite often the case, one side of the body we find maybe holding on to excess tension or tightness. If you feel that's the case, that tighter leg, try and hold and breathe into it a few extra breaths. If it feels too deep, that alternation of bending and straightening the legs, just keep them nice and soft. It's really important that through our yoga practice we be kind to the body. We stay connected to our body and we just move in ways that feel right. Let's release this. So we'll soften again both knees. Take the hands away from the elbows and plant them down, shoulder width on the floor. Hands with the fingers spread nice and wide. Then we're going to nice and slowly just bring the knees onto the floor into tabletop position, or basically on all fours. So our arm position, we've got the shoulders, the elbows and the wrists in a nice straight line. The knees placed directly beneath the hips. Toes are flat against the floor rather than tucked under. So we're going to push down through the palms, push down through the tops of the feet, lift up the hips, draw the heart forward, and maybe as well send the eye gaze up as we move the spine into almost like a U position for cow stretch. Then we're going the other way, so we pull the belly button in towards the spine, press the ground away through the hands and the feet, and round off into a cat stretch. Hold this. As you're pushing the floor away through the palms, through the knees and the feet, we're pushing the heart upwards between the shoulder blades and pulling the navel or the belly button closely in towards the body as you can. Check that head. Can we relax it even more? As the weight of the head falls down towards the ground, maybe we can give that head a little shake, nice and gently from side to side a couple of times, up and down a couple of times. And then relax the head, and when you're ready, we'll start to move with our own breath between cow and calf for a few times. Inhale takes you up and into a cow stretch, draw that heart forward. Exhale takes us back and we round off into a cat. Really tune into how the spine, how the chest feels as we move between cow and cat. It might be that one side of the body needs a little bit more time and attention. Just like when we were looking at the legs, you might feel like you want to hold out in cat stretch for a few extra breaths, or cow. Listen to the body, hang out where you need to, come out when you need to as well. After a few rounds between cow and cat, we'll come to meet back into a nice neutral spine position. Okay, from here we're going to open into those shoulders. So we'll leave the left hand on the floor and inhale the right arm up into the sky. How are we feeling into that right wrist? You might want to stretch it out a little bit. If you do, twirl the hand a few times in one direction, then the other. Inhale, can we grow a little bit taller through that right hand, and then as we exhale, we'll thread the right hand through the gap, and nice and slowly bring that right ear down towards the floor. Take this bit slowly, see how you feel in the head and in the neck. We really want to avoid any strain or pain at all here through the head, through the neck and through the shoulders. So if you feel like you want to support, keep grounding through that left hand, but if you feel that you want a little bit more, you could try reaching that left arm up and into the air. If this feels okay and you want to go deeper again, you could maybe drop that left hand around behind the back, and send it over towards the right hip or the right thigh. Focusing on that rotation of the left shoulder drawing back, the right shoulder drawing forward. And it's here that we'll hold and breathe. See if you can change the direction of the breath. And send it right up towards the shoulders so that as we inhale, we feel the shoulders expand and the stretch deepen. And then as we exhale, we feel the shoulders relax. Feel that tension and tightness just beginning to melt away. Last couple of breaths. Take it at your own time, at your own pace. And then when you feel ready, we'll prepare to come out. If the hands by the hip, inhale, left arm back up into the air. Then as we exhale, we'll bring the left hand all the way down underneath the left shoulder. Press through the left hand and unthread the right arm all the way back up and then down. Right hand places back down underneath the right shoulder. Moving the other way, ground through the right hand and inhale that left arm up into the sky. Maybe give the wrist a little stretch out, both ways. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, threading that left hand through the gap this time and gently drawing the left ear down towards the floor. See how you feel before moving. If you prefer the support, keep pushing into that right hand. If you can and you want to go a little bit deeper, let's take up that right arm into the air. If that still feels good and you want to go further again, drop the right hand round behind the back and send it over towards the left hip or the left thigh, seeing if we can anchor a little deeper here as the right shoulder draws back and the left shoulder draws forward. Breath, energy flowing up the body to the shoulders. Inhale, shoulders gently expand. Exhale as the shoulders sink and fall a little further into the floor. Prepare to come out, so we'll inhale as the hands by the hips, send that right arm back into the sky, and as we exhale we'll ground the right hand underneath the right shoulder, press through the right palm and unthread the left arm all the way back up and release. Left hand comes back down underneath the left shoulder. We're back into our tabletop position. So checking our alignment again, shoulders, elbows and wrists, nice straight line. Knees directly beneath the hips, toes are flat against the floor. We're just going to work into our core a little, so bring that belly button nice and deeply in towards the body so that we can really feel the core activate. Then as we push into the hands, can we lift up our right leg and take that right leg back and away. Now we'll start with the toes flexed, so we'll pull those right toes in towards the shin and feel that nice stretch along the back of the leg. And then what about if we point the toes? Extend the toes away and feel the stretch a little bit more along the front of the leg, so the top of the foot, the shin, the quad. And then just alternate a couple of times between pointing and flexing that back foot. Keeping the core strong, the heart open. Maybe twirl, as we did with the wrist, we'll just do with the ankle, twirl that right foot a few times, both ways. And then release and bring that right knee back down underneath the right hip. Staying strong through those hands. Take the left leg back and away. Start with the foot flexed. And then begin to alternate between extension and flexion. Hold out where you need to. And we'll rotate. Rotate that ankle a few times in one direction and a few times in the other. When you're ready, release that left knee all the way back down. Just a little tip, I remember when I was starting out at yoga, holding anything like tabletop, plank, down dog, I used to get really, really achy in the wrists. So this is something that improves with time and with practice as the wrists strengthen, but something that might make it a little bit easier in the meantime. You can roll the edge of your mat up and then place the palms of the hands on the rolled up bit of the mat and the fingertips on the floor, and that does just give you a little bit of support. If it still gets to the point where the wrists are feeling tired and you want to rest, always know that you can just drop back, take a child's pose when you need to, and just allow those wrists to kind of reset. Okay then, so we're all in our tabletop position. Again, nice and strong through the arms, we'll tuck the toes under. Fire up the core, so navel to spine, and just see if we can lift and hover those knees a few inches off the ground, pushing the heart upwards between the shoulder blades. Take 3 here. 3 breaths, I mean. Take 2. And 1. Release the knees down, toes flat. Let's all take a child's pose together. So the hips push to the heels, the belly and chest soften over the thighs. We crawl on the fingertips forward. An alternative option in child's pose, if you prefer some support for the head and the neck, bring the hands on opposite elbows and rest the forehead down onto the forearms, making a pillow with our arms. When you're ready, we'll extend arms all the way back out in front of the body, take an inhale as we roll up into tabletop. This time as we exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under again, push into the hands, and as we do, we're going to fire the hips all the way up into the sky, down dog. It's our first one, let's take it easy. Pedal those heels up and down, just getting a little bit more deeply into those hamstrings, see how they're feeling. As well as walking the dog, you can maybe bring the hips left to right, side to side, checking in with the waist, with the ribs. Being aware of the position of the eye gaze and the head. You'll notice, and you can even check it out, so if you look forward or even look straight down, feel the tension in the neck and the shoulders. As soon as you drop that head down and the gaze falls to the back of the room, the neck lengthens and the head relaxes. Let's draw those shoulders away from the ears. Press through the palms to bring the hips up high and the heels down low. Okay, we'll start to step by step walk the feet in towards the hands, stepping ourselves all the way back into a forward fold. Remember to keep the knees as soft as you need. Just allowing a few breaths here, sending all of that oxygenated blood towards the head and the brain. When you're ready, we'll lift up halfway, so head comes to around hip height. So we just want to hold here, giving ourselves a little bit of time and space to allow the blood pressure to regulate, which if you've got low blood pressure, sometimes coming up on the way out of a forward fold can make you feel a little bit lightheaded. This is that halfway point that'll allow that balance and that restoration, so spend as long as you need here. And then when you do feel ready, press through the soles of the feet. We'll inhale to reach the arms all the way up into the sky. Little counter stretch as we draw the heart upwards and the hips forward. And then as we exhale, we'll bring the hands all the way down, past the heart, and back to our mountain pose. So we'll finish today just as we began, with 3 breaths, similar to the breaths at the start of the practice, except this time we're going to bring in a little element of balance. So inhale, we'll draw the arms up, but as we do, can we rock the way forward into the balls of the feet, just lifting the heels. Hands meet in prayer, exhale the hands and the heels all the way back down. 2 more, just like that in your own time. Inhale. Exhale to release. Nice, last one. Inhale. Growing up on our toes, arms stretching towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll take those heels down to the earth and the hands down to the heart. Namaste.